Hello, peoples. Well, it's been quite some time since I did a Star Citizen video. Little over a year. Can't believe that much time has gone by. Anyhow, I thought I would do another video today on bounty hunting missions. A lot has changed since the last time I did a video. We're now in 3.19.1, and as I'm sure you've probably seen, the rep that you get for the bounty hunting missions has been considerably lessened, so you've got a lot longer grind. And the NPCs, for the most part, have gotten a buff. They are a lot more accurate in their targeting and fire for you. They use a couple different tactics now, which is nice. They're not just brain dead. And basically, if you get on a fresh server and there's not too much of a population on there, those NPCs, if you're not careful, they will tear you a new one. So, this is the part where I basically say, get a snack, a tasty beverage, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so the first bounty hunting mission that we have is a multi-mission. So I've got 3 separate targets that I'm going to have to go to. I'm at I think this is the first group. And it's the first one that you get open when you're doing your rep, so it's not too terribly difficult. There's no hammerheads or anything like that. And I'm just using a light fighter like the Arrow here. I've swapped out my weapons for cannons. They're still size 2 and size 1, so all the weapons are gimbaled, but I've got my gimbaled lock because I prefer to use just the normal, regular setup, so that if and when I upgrade those weapons to size 3s, I don't have to worry about trying to relearn how to shoot. One thing that I noticed is that the NPCs here are doing a lot of maneuvers that they weren't doing previous to 3.18. So you're going to see your primary target that you're locked into will do a lot of backstrafing, and as they're backstrafing and trying to pull you in, their escorts or their companions will try to circle in and attack you from the flank. This means that if you are in a light fighter, you best be doing a lot of that evasive maneuvering stuff. You can see here that their aim has improved a little bit. They're able to hit me even though I am doing some basic evasive maneuvers and stuff. And the Arrow is a pretty hard ship to hit, so keep that in the back of your mind. If you're on a relatively fresh server with a low population, the accuracy of the NPC ships is pretty damn good. They'll be tagging you as you come in if you're just flying straight on. Probably won't last very long at all. So make sure you're corkscrewing in, make sure you're doing those evasives. I've noticed that they're using a lot more missiles now. Even when you're involved in a furball type dogfight, you know, the companions will get a missile lock on you if they're able to open up the range. One annoying thing that keeps happening in the 3.19 patch is that the NPCs have a tendency to ram you way too much. As you can see, fighting this Hornet here, there's going to be a couple instances where this guy just damn near plows headfirst into me on more than one occasion. So keep that in the back of your mind. Be ready to backstrafe a lot to kind of keep that distance open so that they don't ram you. Here's one where he comes in and he tries to ram me a second time. So that's a little annoying. If you're on a stagnant server, one that has a high population, been up for a while, you still run into the occasional issues where the NPCs are kind of like non-responsive when you first come in. Their shields are down, they're not moving, and you can get a quick first strike on them and usually take out the target and move on. But I don't really like those. I like, you know, the ones where you actually have to fight and play the game like it was meant to be played. My Arrow here doesn't have too much of a problem taking out all of the different targets. I had 3 or 4 Hornets, I think, and I think a Misk was in there as well. But, you know, they all worked out pretty good. I'm also checking out the Tobii Eye Tracker here, so it's a little bit different. I'm not quite used to it yet, but, you know, working on it. It's growing on me. I like it. This next mission here is a bunker mission that I took. I'm going to do it solo. And again, I'm in the Arrow, and these turrets are going to be hostile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a little area that I can land close to the base and hopefully shield me from the turrets. And that little ravine that you see me passing over is a really good location. The terrain is going to hide the arrow from the incoming fire. Of course, I'm a little rusty here because I haven't played in a while, and the turrets do get my shields down and actually kind of punish me a little bit. But once I get in the spot here, you're going to see that they're not going to be able to track me or shoot at me because I'm just down too far. And again, I'm still getting used to that Tobii eye tracker thing. I like it, I dig it, but I'm just not used to it yet. So may have to tweak the settings a little bit in here, but we'll see what happens. So here's just an external shot letting you know that turrets can't hit me here, and I'm going to land, and I'm going to make sure that I land on a nice flat spot, because last time I did this, I was in a little gully, and I couldn't get back on the ladder. Kind of embarrassing, you know? You land, get off your ship, and now you're stranded because you can't get back on the ladder because you can't jump up on it. And as you can see, the turrets did tag me pretty good there coming in. No real major damage, just superficial, but still. So now once we're inside the bunker, you know, I'm not an FPS god here, and I'm definitely not going to be John Wayning or Leroy Gibbsing anything. If you don't know what those are, look them up. I'm going to play it very, very conservative because I am solo, and I don't want to lose the weapons and ammunition and armor that I have. So I'm going to be in a nice little defensive position. I'm just going to let the enemy come to me, basically. There's my primary target. Pop off, kill his escort, get him. And now what I'm going to do is just wait for the rest of these NPCs to come into my kill range. Now, I am using a suppressor on my rifle, and I strongly suggest that if you're going to do these solo, that you do the same thing, because silencing that weapon will drastically reduce the NPC response to your presence. Despite the fact that there's bodies all over the floor, apparently these guys are blind, they don't hear the weapon going off, and therefore they don't really react. Now, if I didn't have the suppressor on there, believe me, they'd be bum rushing me left and right. I've had that happen several times. And again, if you're in a good position, you can usually, you know, fight them off, because they will just bum rush you and not take a whole lot of cover. So I'm going to leapfrog up to the next position here in a little bit, make sure that I kill all of the targets in there, because what I want to do is search the bodies and perhaps pick up some, you know, better weapons than what I have right now. I've got a P4, which is a great rifle, but I'd like to get like an FS9 or something like that, or maybe a Karna, or maybe even a, you know, rocket launcher or something like that. And what you need to do is search the bodies and search the loot boxes that you'll find in these bunkers in order to be able to get that stuff. So I'm just going to wait it out, be patient, particularly when you're doing solo. There's no reason that you have to run in there and just try to gun everything down in as fast amount of time as possible. Here I kind of make a mistake because I concentrated on that one guy that was close, and in the background you saw another NPC there. If this is a fresh server and that NPC saw me, I'd probably take enough hits from being, you know, out there that I would have been incapacitated, and that would have sucked. But these guys are just kind of oblivious right now, so not too bad. So now what we're going to do is basically use our tractor beam, and we're going to pull any of those bodies towards us. Again, I'm being very conservative because I just don't want to take the chance of getting taken out by a random NPC that comes in. But I do want to get some of that loot. Now, I'm not going to show it on the video, but I did go through the entire complex and I looked for the loot boxes. And right here is a great example of the tractor beam. I brought that rifle in too fast. It hit me in the head and I went flying back. If I didn't have my helmet on, I'd probably be missing some teeth. So yeah, that's a funny little side note. But I am going to pull some of these bodies up and I'm going to loot them. And again, I'm basically looking for, you know, a decent gun. So once I get these bodies over into the safe area of this bunker, which is going to be, you know, behind the crates, I'm going to, you know, do the loot thing. Check out, see what they got. I'm not really interested in the armor here. I just want to see what they have for perhaps ammo or food or any other items, and I'll strip them out. Go over to this guy, and this is the one, yeah, this is the one where I loot, and I go, oh, he's got FS9 ammo. That's good. So that means there is an FS9 out there, and I want to get that. That's a really good light machine gun to have. So I must have missed it when I did my first pass. So I'm going to go back out there and specifically look for it. And we come up to where, you know, the big killing area is. And sure enough, right there in front of me, I must have walked right over that 3 times and not seen it. There's the FS9. So I'm going to grab it. So now that's going to lead us into the next little part. When you get all this loot and everything, sometimes you have more loot than you can really carry. So I've got 2 weapons on my back. I've got a weapon in my hand. Well, what am I going to do with it? So I'm going to go into my arrow here. I'm going to click on the external cargo, and I'm going to hit a bug. Basically, this little loading circle, you know, revolving issue that you're going to see is I don't have access to my external storage, and I really haven't found a good way to get rid of this bug. It pops up randomly. What you have to do is kind of wait it out. So sometimes it takes 30 seconds, sometimes it takes 2 minutes. I've been here as long as 3 minutes and it's still going, but fortunately for me, after about 30 seconds it popped up, and now I have access to my external storage on the arrow, and I'm going to put one of my weapons in there so that I can holster the FS9 and then get in my cockpit and fly up. So just be aware that you got some of these inventory bugs. This is actually what happened to me inside the bunker when I was trying to access the loot crate. It just would not come up, and I waited like 10-15 minutes. So that's it. We're gonna beat feet out of here and not take any more hits, and that's all we're gonna do for this video, I think. So let me know what you think. Do you like the improvements to the bunker missions and the bounty hunting missions? Are they too easy? Are they too hard? You just don't care? All that good stuff. Leave your comments below. And as always, if you like it, subscribe, and till next time, we'll see you. Take care.